Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. I'm your host Shadowrunner, and today we're diving into another mission in the First Berserker Khazan. We're going to be tackling main mission number 4, the First Act of Revenge. This mission sees Khazan arriving at the gates of Phraugh Village. What might initially seem like a rescue mission quickly reveals a darker reality. The village has been devastated by a dragonkin invasion. Our primary objective here is to battle our way through the ravaged village, piecing together the tragic events that transpired and ultimately confronting the formidable final boss, Volbaino. Ironically, Volbaino was once the village's dedicated guardian, now twisted into a rampaging beast. If you're ready to guide Khazan on his relentless path of vengeance, make sure you hit that like button, and if you haven't already, subscribe for more Khazan content and in-depth guides. Let's get started. As the mission begins, we find ourselves in the Phraugh mountain slopes. The very first thing you'll want to do is look to your right. You'll see a faint glow. That's the cabin on the cliff blade Nexus. Go ahead and activate it. This will serve as our initial checkpoint. You might notice a character named Duimok standing nearby. You can have a brief conversation with him if you're interested in some extra dialogue, but it's entirely optional for mission progression. Now heading forward from the Nexus, the path will fork. The main path to continue the mission is to the left, but let's take a quick detour down the right path first. This path leads into a small cave. Inside, you'll encounter a few wild dogs that are not too difficult to deal with. Your reward for clearing this little den is 2 lightning cleanse potions, which could prove useful later on. A word of caution in this cave. You might see a body on the ground that looks like it'll yield soul tears. Don't be fooled, it's a trap. A crypt devourer will burst from the ground if you get too close. A good tip for these enemies: if you aim your javelin and see a red reticle on a suspicious spot on the ground, a well-aimed throw can often take the crypt devourer out before it even has a chance to emerge. Exiting that small cave, or if you continue along the right path from the fork, you will run into a wild bear. This encounter is optional. This bear fights similarly to the ones you might have faced in the game's first mission. It has fairly telegraphed slamming and slashing attacks, and it will attempt to roll into you if you're positioned to its side. If you get too close, it might also try to grab attack. Focus on dodging its attacks and punishing the openings. If you choose to defeat it, you'll be rewarded with some soul tears. If you'd rather avoid this fight, you can simply loop back to the main fork in the road. Back at that initial fork, let's take the left path now. This is the main route to progress. You'll spot a boar in the field ahead. Before you move too far, look to your right. You should see a log leaning over the cliff edge. Carefully walk out onto it to grab a small spirit ore. Continue forward along the path and you'll soon reach a series of cliffs that act as a natural platform leading downwards. Carefully drop down these platforms, and as you descend, you'll see a cave entrance ahead. Be on alert, another crypt devourer is lying in wait to ambush you right in front of this cave, so have your javelin ready. Once it's safe, enter the cave. The path inside will fork again. If you proceed straight ahead, you'll enter a large cavern where 2 more crypt devourers await. Take them out and then open the chest in this cavern. It contains a pilgrim's dual wield, a pilgrim's ring, a necklace of faith, and a fire cleansing potion. A decent haul of early game gear and consumables. Now backtrack to the fork within the cave and take the other path you initially ignored. You'll need to deal with 1 more crypt devourer in this passage. After that, you'll see a ladder. Climb it. At the top of this ladder, you'll find this mission's first soulstone. Once you've got it, head back down the ladder. You'll find yourself back near the cave's entrance. From here, continue making your way down the cliffside platforms. Our destination is Phraugh Village itself. As you descend the final platforms towards the village, a cutscene will trigger. You'll witness villagers being ruthlessly attacked by Dragonkin. It's immediately clear that this place has suffered a terrible fate. Once you regain control of Khazan, you'll get your first taste of combat within the village. You'll face a Dragonkin sharpshooter, which you might have encountered before, and a new type of enemy, the Berserk Dragon's Tracker. The Tracker is agile and uses a spinning axe attack that hits twice in quick succession. If you're planning to use a Brink Guard against this attack, be prepared for that rapid double tap. Here's a quick but important tip. From this point forward, you'll be fighting a significant number of Dragonkin enemies. If you happen to have any pieces of the Hunter armor set, now is an excellent time to equip them. A full set can provide up to a 25% damage bonus against Dragonkin, which is a substantial advantage in this area. Additionally, investing in skill points into Javelin abilities like Javelin Charge and Javelin Sharpening can be very beneficial for picking off these reptilian foes from a safe distance. Continue moving forward through the initial outskirts of the village. You'll soon reach the Phraugh Village Dock Blade Nexus, activated to secure your progress. Now, turn the corner from the Nexus and hop down where you see that large, ominous blood smear on the ground. After dealing with a few more Dragonkin in this small area, you can find some concentrated lightning essence and 3 vitality spheres. Get ready because just ahead is a Lunatic Destroyer. This large Dragonkin wields a massive hammer and despite its size, it's surprisingly fast. Its most dangerous attack is a series of rapid hammer slams that can hit up to 5 times. It also has wide, sweeping attacks that have a deceptive range. The arena here, the docks, is a bit treacherous, with open water on the sides that you can easily fall into, so be careful. The Lunatic Destroyer also has an unblockable burst attack where it charges forward and swipes its hammer upward in a powerful uppercut. It's a good idea to use your javelins to soften it up before engaging in close quarter combat. For those aiming for mastery, if you manage to defeat this Lunatic Destroyer while successfully performing 30 Brink Guards during the fight, you'll earn the Forgotten Warrior Scroll from Dafrona's Codex. After you've taken down the Lunatic Destroyer, search the area past where it was patrolling. You should find some salt here. Climb the nearby stairs after dealing with the other Dragonkin and it'll lead you to the gates of Phraugh Village. To the right, you will find a lift mechanism that serves as a shortcut, taking you back to the Phraugh Village Dock's Blade Nexus. Make sure to activate it as it will save you a lot of time if you happen to die and need to run back, or if you simply want to rest at the Nexus. Now with the shortcut active, return to the village gates and open them. Beyond these doors, you'll encounter a few more Dragonkin. Among them is an alternate version of the sharpshooter that throws bombs, so watch out for those area of effect explosions. Once you've opened those large doors and cleared out the Dragonkin immediately beyond them, take an immediate left turn. Tucked away in a nearby corner, you'll find this mission's second Soulstone. It's easy to miss if you're rushing, so pay attention. With Soulstone number 2 secured, head up the nearby stairs. You can grab a small spirit ore here as well. Now we're venturing deeper into the heart of Phraugh Village. As you enter this next section of the village, you'll see a pair of Dragonkin positioned behind a tracker. The game will provide a quick tutorial prompt here. You can often use your javelin to shoot destructible supports in the environment, causing debris to fall and crushing any unsuspecting enemies below. It's a great way to get an advantage or an instant kill. Take out these enemies using the environment or direct combat. To the left of where those enemies were stationed, you can eliminate another Dragonkin that's busy looting a body. Nearby, you can pick up a water enhancer. Now look for the house that the tracker was standing in front of. Its entrance is boarded up. Smash through the barricade, head inside, and climb the ladder to the upper floor. Up here, you'll have to fight a Dragon's Talon. Once it's defeated, open the treasure chest. Inside, you'll find a contorted spear, a hunter's helm, a shieldman's ring, and a lightning enhancer. That hunter's helm could be particularly useful if you're building the set for the Dragonkin damage bonus. Climb back down the ladder. You'll find another water enhancer at the bottom. Proceed through what appears to be an old blacksmith shop, fighting a couple more Dragonkin as you go. You'll then come to another ladder that leads down into a more open area of the village. This area has a dragon's talon, a sentinel, and a sharpshooter actively patrolling. Be cautious as there are more sentinels and talons resting inside the nearby dilapidated buildings, and they can join the fight if alerted. Before you engage, you can grab a poison resistance elixir on the right side of this area. This next part can be a bit of an ambush if you're not careful. If the patrolling dragonkin spots you, it will sound an alarm and you could quickly find yourself surrounded by 5 or more enemies at once. Try to pick them off one by one if possible, or be prepared for a larger skirmish. The house on the right of this section is very important. Head inside and here you will find the necklace of sealed fire. This is a key piece of defensive equipment, especially for the upcoming boss fight at the end of this mission, as it provides crucial fire resistance. Do not miss this item. Continue forward from this cluster of buildings and you'll soon encounter a giant masterless guardian dragonkin. This enemy's swings are slow but pack a serious punch. Focus on dodging its telegraphed attacks and then punishing its openings. After dealing with the Guardian, you can head up the small hill to find some soul tears. Then come back down and follow the main path. You'll climb another ladder and encounter a few more guard dogs. There's also a transmutation orb nearby if you need to change your equipped phantom or skills. Keep heading forward along the main path. You'll soon see an opening to your right. Take this path and it will lead you directly to the central storehouse entrance blade Nexus. Go ahead and activate this checkpoint. We're definitely getting closer to the end of the level now, but there's still a fair bit of ground to cover and one more soulstone to find. From the central storehouse entrance blade Nexus, head back to the main path we were just on. You'll need to jump down into a somewhat cave-like sunken area and follow a wooden walkway. This walkway will eventually lead you up on top of a roof. Carefully hop down from this roof, take out any dragonkin in the immediate vicinity, and then head into the large storehouse building directly in front of you. Inside the storehouse, after dealing with a batch of wild dogs, you can grab a vitality sphere. Look for a nearby ladder and climb it to reach the loft area. Up here, you'll have to fight a pair of dragonkin. There's also a chest in this loft. Open it to receive another contorted spear, another hunter's helm, a cleric's ring, and some concentrated water essence. After looting the chest, drop down from the loft into a narrow hallway. This hallway leads to a small attached house. Inside this house, you can find the Evacuation Order Scroll, which offers a bit more lore about the events in Phraugh Village. Once you've read it, head back into the main barn area of the storehouse. As you exit the barn, you will notice the third and final soulstone for the first act of revenge. It's sitting at the top of some stairs on a raised wooden platform, directly across from the barn. However, before you can climb up and smash it, you must prepare yourself for an encounter with the double-edged butcher. This is an empowered version of an enemy you have encountered in a weaker form earlier in the game. This particular butcher wields a lightning-imbued spear, making its attacks more dangerous. It's essentially a less complex version of the main boss Viper from the previous mission. Defeating him will reward you with several pieces of gear: Butcher's Pauldrons, Butcher's Leggings, and Soul Eater's Pants, as well as some Water Spirit's Fuel and 2 Inner Essences. You'll also find the Ashen Wolf Scroll in this area. For an extra bonus, if you manage to kill the Butcher while he is staggered, the Phraugh Codex will grant you 10 Water Enhancers. After the Butcher is dealt with and you have destroyed the Soulstone, head up the hill leading out of the Storehouse area. But watch out, as you ascend, a giant boulder will come rolling down the path. You'll need to sprint to outrun it and avoid being crushed. Once you're safely past the boulder's path, continue up the hill and proceed through the gate at the top. You'll find some more soul tears in this new area. At the top, a horde of Dragonkin will be waiting. You'll need to clear them all out. After the fight, you can collect some nearby Water Spirit fuel, then hop down from this area to a lower section where more wild dogs await. The nearby house contains a Folklorist log if you're interested in collecting all the lore items. Now, look for a ladder on the main path and climb it. At the top, you'll face another one of those big hammer-wielding Lunatic Destroyers. Employ the same strategies as you did for the first one. Use your javelins from a distance, dodge its telegraph attacks, and be mindful of its surprising speed. After that final Lunatic Destroyer is down, head straight down the path. You'll see a large card blocking your way. Destroy it. Breaking this card opens up a very convenient shortcut that leads directly back to the central Storehouse entrance blade Nexus. This is extremely helpful for the upcoming boss fight, allowing you to easily restock or retry if needed. The boss arena is just past the bridge ahead. Alright, it's time for the main event of this mission, the challenging boss fight against Volbaino. This formidable foe is a grotesque human-deer hybrid, wielding both a heavy hammer and a sharp spike, and he has a dangerous affinity for fire. The arena itself is multi-tiered and you'll need to make use of the different levels to survive this encounter. Before you charge in, let's talk about preparation. Hopefully you picked up the Necklace of Sealed Fire earlier in Phraugh Village. Remember, it was located in a house during that section with the patrolling Dragonkin sentry. This necklace is crucial for this fight due to the significant fire resistance it provides. Make sure you have fire cleansing potions equipped in your consumable hotbar. You'll likely need them. As for armor, it's largely down to personal preference and your playstyle. However, if you've collected 5 pieces of the Ashen Wolf set, it's a good choice here as the set bonus grants an extra nether charge, which means an extra heal. Also, consider equipping a skill that causes your brink guards to deal damage, as you'll likely be performing a number of them throughout this fight. Once you are fully prepared, it's time to face Volbaino. Volbaino is the former guardian of Phraugh Village, tragically driven mad by the horrors of the Dragonkin invasion that decimated his home. It's a grim task, but let's put this tormented creature to rest. In phase 1 of the fight, your best approach is to focus on learning his attack patterns and utilizing brink guards. Most of Volbaino's attacks have a fairly even cadence or rhythm, which makes them relatively consistent to time and guard once you get a feel for them. Let's go over some of the key attacks that you should watch out for in this first phase. The first is a 2-hit hammer slam. Volbaino will slam his hammer down twice in succession. After he's taken a fair bit of damage, he might follow this up with a spinning slam. This spinning follow-up is notably delayed, so you'll need to time your brink guard or dodge carefully to avoid it. Second is his chisel strike. He'll embed his sharp chisel into the ground near you and then slam his hammer down onto the embedded chisel. You should aim to guard both of these hits. Third is a hammer and chisel slam combo. This combo typically starts with a horizontal strike, followed by a series of alternating slams with both his hammer and chisel before finishing with a powerful delayed double slam. Successfully brink guarding this final double slam will often stagger him briefly, giving you a good window to unleash some damage. Lastly, he has an alternating 8-hit combo. This lengthy combo begins with a horizontal strike, then Volbaino will alternate between his weapons, slamming you 6 times, before culminating in a burst attack, indicated by a red glow. The timing between each of the initial 6 slams is fairly consistent, allowing you to adjust your guards accordingly. If you successfully counter the final burst attack, you'll deal significant damage to him. A particularly good opportunity for dealing damage arises when Volbaino performs a sequence consisting of a horizontal swing followed by 2 vertical swings, one with each hand alternating, and then finishes with a jump attack. He tends to use this combination quite frequently, and he's often vulnerable for a moment after it concludes. Now, a critical mechanic: when Volbaino ignites his spike, imbuing it with fire, you need to be extra cautious. It's generally better to dodge these flaming spike swings rather than trying to brink guard them. Even with a successful brink guard, the fire can still cause chip damage. Your necklace of seal fire will help mitigate this fire chip damage, but avoiding it altogether is preferable. If you see Volbaino start rapidly slamming his weapons down one after another in a flurry, try to create some distance if possible. If you're caught close, attempt to brink guard the strikes. Trying to dodge in between these rapid hits is very risky and likely to get you hit. Once you've whittled Volbaino's health down to roughly the halfway point, he'll transition into phase 2. This is often signaled by him scampering up one of the walls of the arena. From the wall, he'll perform a giant leaping attack, slamming his hammer down forcefully where you were standing. While he's climbing the wall, and even when he briefly poses on it before leaping, take the opportunity to pepper him with javelins for some free damage. When you see him launch off the wall for his big slam, time your dodge for just before the impact. This will help you avoid the heavy damage and potentially give you an opening to retaliate as he recovers. A very dangerous move to watch out for in phase 2 is his ignition strike. Volbaino will distinctively lick his chisel, then embed it into the ground, and finally strike it with his hammer. This action ignites a large portion of the arena floor, inflicting the flame status effect if you're caught in it. As soon as you see him begin the animation for embedding that chisel, your priority should be to run to one of the ladders at the sides of the arena and climb to the second floor to avoid the widespread fire. He also has a smaller version of this attack called the Chisel Slam, which ignites a much smaller area. For that one, simply moving away from the impact point is usually sufficient. If your flame status meter fills up during the fight, don't hesitate to use one of your Fire Cleanse potions to remove the damaging debuff. When fighting Volbaino on the second floor of the arena, if his chisel is currently ignited, he will often try to embed it into the ground repeatedly. Each slam will cause small areas of the floor to catch fire, making it difficult to find safe footing. However, whenever he slams the chisel down, he takes a brief moment to pull it out again. This can be a window to deal some damage, but be absolutely sure to back away just before he retrieves the chisel to avoid getting hit by the recovery animation. Continue to patiently brink guard his non-fire attacks, dodge his fire-based attacks and AoEs, and look for those crucial openings, especially after he completes his longer combos or after his descending slam attack from the second floor. Stay calm, keep learning his patterns, and you will eventually bring him down. Taking down this tormented guardian will earn you the Fallen Guardian trophy or achievement. This was undoubtedly a tough and memorable fight, but with the right preparation, careful observation of his attack patterns, and patient execution, is definitely a manageable challenge. For those of you looking for even more challenges and rewards, completing the first act of revenge also unlocks an optional bonus mission titled Night of Tragedy. This is located in the Bangor residence area. I sincerely hope this detailed walkthrough was helpful for you in conquering this challenging mission. If it was, please do me a huge favor and smash the like button. It really helps out the channel more than you know. And if you want to see more in-depth guides for the First Berserker Khazan, including our upcoming walkthrough for the next mission, make sure you're subscribed to the channel and have those notification bells turned on so you don't miss out. If you have any questions about this mission, or perhaps you have your own unique strategies for dealing with Volbaino or navigating the village, I'd love to hear them. So please share them down in the comment section below. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all in the next video.